This is your math gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic. This is example 27 of solving equations with fractions, and we're going to do this problem on this video. All right, so it's a perfect candidate for multiplying both sides by the least common denominator, given that there's more than one fraction especially, and they have different denominators. So we have to look at the denominators 3, 6, and 8, and you have to figure out what the least common denominator is. So try that on your own and see if you could do this problem on your own first. Okay, the least common denominator is 24. If you picked a bigger one, it's fine. You'll just have bigger numbers to work with. But that is the least common denominator because 3, 6, and 8 all go into 24. That's the smallest number. So I need to multiply everything in there by 24. So I have to do 24 times 2/3 x minus 24 times x 24 times x over 6 and 24 times 1/8. Now some people can do this in their head, but I like to write it out so you can see what's going on. So let's see, 3 goes into 24, 8. There's no fraction here, so you can't cancel. 6 goes into 24, 4. And 8 goes into 24 3 times. So then we have to carefully go back and see what we get. We should get an equation without fractions. So 8 times 2x is 16x minus 24x equals 4x minus 3. So now we're down to an equation without fractions, and we do it the usual way. We simplify each side first. So 16x minus 24x is a negative 8x. Now I have to get the variables on one side and constants on the other. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 4x since the constant's only on one side, on the right-hand side. So I'll go ahead and put the variables on the left-hand side. As always, there's more than one way to go about this. So I've got negative 12x. Be careful here. This is a negative 8 plus a negative 4. So I have negative 12x equals negative 3. And then we'll divide both sides by the coefficient of x to get our answer. X equals 1/4. All right, we hope that's the right answer. Next step is to check it. So we're going to check to make sure 1/4 is the correct solution. So I have 2/3 times 1/4 minus 1/4. Now I'm only checking one side at a time. All right, so I need a common denominator here in order to do the subtraction, and I could see the denominator. Oh, let's see. I could get it a little bit smaller. I'm just going to go ahead and let it be 12. So you could actually reduce this 2 and 4 first, but it doesn't make it any easier. So I'm going to multiply this fraction here by 3/3 so I at least have a common denominator here. So I've got 2 12ths minus 3/12. And that's 2 plus negative 3, or negative 1/12. So the left-hand side, when you plug in 1/4 for x, simplifies to be 1/12. Now the other side. So I'm going to put in 1/4 for x there. So I've got 1/4 over 6 minus 1/8. Now before getting a common denominator, you want to simplify this fraction. So 1/4 divided by 6, I'm going to write that over here. 1/4 divided by 6 means 1/4 times 1/6, right? So I'm going to write it that way. That's the same thing as 1/4 times 1/6 minus 1/8. Okay. Now that's going to be 1/24, but I could see the denominator is going to be 24, so I want to rewrite 1/8 with that denominator as well. So I'm going to multiply this by 3/3 so that I have a common denominator. So I've got 1/24 minus 3/24. And so my numerator will be 1 minus 3, or 1 plus negative 3, which is negative 2/24. And that reduces to negative 1/12. So it checks. When I plugged in 1/4, I got negative 1/12 on both sides. So this is correct. So my answer, x equals 1/4. That's the final answer to this problem. And written using solution set notation, we'll write 1/4. And I'll kind of move this out of the way. This is sort of your scratch work, right? Realizing that this 1/4 divided by 6, 1/4 over 6 is the same thing as that, which is the same thing as that. Okay. Try this again on your own if you couldn't do it by yourself first, without peeking. This is your Math Gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic.